Greetings, one and all. Welcome to another episode of Joe Blow Tarot. What an absolutely cheesy intro that was. What year is this? What are we doing? What is this, the 80s? This is like one of those things you'd see on Nickelodeon back in the day. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of, really, what are we doing? What are we doing? This is 2025. Come on, we're cynical. We're hard-edged. We're unimpressed by literally everything. This is how I'm starting. This is how I'm starting because we're bringing back the 80s today. No, we're not. Okay, friends, I want to thank you for joining me today because today we're going to jump in to a little reading from the Joe Blow Tarot deck about what is going on with this Trump and Elon madness. And I say madness because it's awesome. It's the good kind of madness because it's a show. This entire thing is a show. And this is a show within a show. And now, right here, you, me, and everybody else, it's a show within a show within a show. Going Inception on your ass today on a Tuesday afternoon or evening or early morning, depending on wherever in this world or multiverse you may be. But I want to thank you for popping down today. And I want you to drop anything in the comments you'd like. Feel free to be as raunchy as possible because that's the kind of show this is. This is the kind of tarot we're doing around here. This is just how it is, all right? We're not going to be talking about any witchy stuff. We're going to go right into the Joe Blow Tarot deck, and we're going to dig into what the hell is going on with this Trump and Elon thing, all right? And I would love you to participate. So if you want a custom reading for yourself, drop some numbers in the deck and say hello. Drop 3 numbers from 1 to 50 and 1 number from 51 to 70. I'm going to repeat that again. If you would like a custom reading for yourself, say hi in the chat and drop some numbers. 3 numbers from 1 to 50, 1 number from 51 to 70. Lydia, my friend, welcome. Good to have you with us. Now it's a party. It's never a party until Lydia shows up, and especially never a party until a Vermonter shows up. If you've never been to Vermont, you got to understand something. These people know how to party like nobody else in the world outside of Vermont. I have no reference on Vermont partying. None. Literally zero. Just trying to make the audience happy. Okay, but we really are a show. All right, so first thing we're going to do, we're going to dig into the major arcana of what is happening here. So we have the major arcana deck. Not really, but yes. And we're going to do a little bit of shuffling and we're just going to see what we got. So what is the major theme of the Trump and Elon throwdown? What is the card speaking to me saying? And there it is, folks. The post-coital awkwardness card. I swear I did not know I was drawing this. I didn't. I'm not rigging the game. Totally rigged. Unbelievably rigged. I wasn't rigging it. This is it. This is the card that shows the major theme of the Trump and Elon fallout. So here's what this card actually means. Now, the beauty of these cards is that sometimes they're literal, sometimes they're not, depending on any which way you want them, like these two. The post-coital awkwardness card fundamentally is about disappointment after an intimate situation. Now, you both come in with high hopes. You both come in with the idea that this is going to be great. This is going to be an experience. It's going to be unbelievable. Okay, we're not going to do that anymore. That's not happening anymore. It's going to be this transcendent experience. You're going to bring these two people together in this moment of ecstatic bliss. And then it's over pretty much as soon as it began in this case, and in many cases. And there they are, laying next to each other with the, this is it. Really? This is it? Look, like all this build up, this ecstatic moment, and this is it. And they're both feeling it right now. And that's the major theme of the Trump and Elon fallout is the post-coital awkwardness card. And they're just both feeling it right now. I think we're all feeling it right now because we heard them next door. These are very thin walls in America, very thin walls in the world, very thin walls in the multiverse. We all heard them going at it, and now it's done. And now they're both in this weird place of what the hell do we do now? Where do we go from here? Great question. And the cards will tell us. Okay. So now we're going to get into the major stuff that comes downstream from the biggest thing that there is. There are no minor arcana in this deck. There's just major and other major. This is the majorist. It's not a word. And now we're going to go into the sub-major. Okay. So that was obnoxiously loud. Talk among yourselves. Going to do a little shuffle-roo, see what we got over here. I have a good feeling we're going to get some clarity on this because I think, if you just read the Twitter wars, First of all, just don't. Why? Why is anybody on Twitter? Why? I don't understand why that's happening. Most ice cream and booze consumption in the USA is in Vermont. I think we do need more Arcana in our lives. Absolutely. See, Vermont's a great place. You know, if you can get past the fact that there's summer for 4 days, it is a beautiful state. I got to get up there this summer. So, Lydia, we're going to talk about that. All right. Going to make that happen. Okay. So the first card we're going to draw from the sub-major Arcana. The guy who adopts puppies to pick up women. Okay. Let's talk about this. Number 21, the guy who adopts puppies to pick up women. This is the first card of the sub-arcana talking about why Trump and Elon had the falling out. So we have the major theme, which is post-coital awkwardness. They had this big idea of what it's going to be, and then that was that. So why did that happen? Why? The first card is going to dig into the why. So this card right here, the guy who adopts puppies to pick up women, this is the card about ulterior motives. Clearly, this guy is not a dog lover. We've seen this dude walking around the dog park. We know what his game is, and we know what's going on. And it has absolutely nothing to do with caring for that beautiful, furry little creature. And it has everything to do with walking up to a lovely human who's standing next to him, who also happens to have a dog, and talking about dog shit. Because what bonds two strangers walking around the park more than dog shit? And picking it up in the different contextual type and all. I mean, it's great. It's a great conversation. We know what this guy's up to. We know what's happening. Ulterior motives. So it's telling me that the relationship between President Trump and Mr. Musk was all about some ulterior motive that each one of them had. And because each one of them had an ulterior motive, getting into bed with one another, it's finally coming to the fore. And this dude has been exposed. Watch for this man. We all know him. We've all seen him. Next time you see a dude with a little tiny adorable puppy in a dog park, keep your eyes open. Keep them open. We know what's going on. Okay, so card number 2, to see where we are right now. Like, what is happening right now? We've understood the why. There's an ulterior motive. There's something they both wanted, and they're coming to a head right now. Where are we currently? Where do we sit in this damn thing? And what do we do? Okay. Ooh. The WebMD enthusiast card. Okay, so this is an interesting one. The WebMD enthusiast card is about fear. It is about anxiety. It is about rumination. It is about catastrophization. Is that a word? AI, Google, somebody, anybody? Check. The WebMD enthusiast is about somebody who goes down the WebMD rabbit hole and finds that literally everything is stage 4 everything. Like everything is stage 4.9 everything. Got a rash on my ass, stage 5.9. I'm done. 2 weeks. Put together the will, call it a day. That's it. And that's where we are with the WebMD enthusiast card. Now, this is a card about existential dread. It's about anxiety. There's a lot of people out there who have anxiety right now because of this conflict. President has anxiety. Musk has anxiety. My barber has anxiety, although she has anxiety about everything. Actually, no, she doesn't. The real talk, like, that was just a prop. But like, seriously, my barber has anxiety about nothing. She is the most remarkable human on this earth. I don't know how she does it, but there's just something about Korean women in their 50s who have just no anxiety. Zero. I don't know how that's a thing. I'd like to learn. Maybe I'll get a DNA sample and run it through the lab. But whatever it is, there it is. But the rest of us, this feud is causing amusement by many, but anxiety by a lot more people. But I also think it's causing anxiety from the two people who were in bed together. This is an interesting one. So it's showing that there's like a lot of hidden anxiety that's coming out in this that may not be as apparent as we think, but it's there. Ooh, it's there. Oh, yeah. You can fall in love in spite of your misaligned self. More puppies. Isn't that fun? You can still fall in love. You come there with the ulterior motives, and yet you still fall in love. You know, going to bring a Game of Thrones reference in. We have like, you know, the Jorah Mormont thing, and he was sent to assassinate Daenerys, and then yet he's hanging around her and like, but I'm falling in love, which is also creepy because he's old enough to be her dad, but he's still falling in love, and he ends up being a noble servant of Queen Daenerys before she goes nuts and burns down a whole city. Hope I didn't spoil anything for anybody, but if you haven't seen it yet, you're 8 years too late. What do you want from me? Don't shoot the messenger. Okay, so let's jump right back in. We're going to go to where this feud is going right now. Where's this headed? What's next? What can we expect in America from these two? talking into the wind. I don't know. I have no idea what to expect. Lydia, Wallenerismus, is that even a thing? Is that like Lithuanian? I feel like if my family were Lithuanian, that's what our name would be. Wallenerismus. It's like, just like toss the name and like put like an S at the end of it. Possibly Greek. Okay. So where are we going right now? We have Clint. Clint, dude, it's always great to see you here. We have the great psychedelic Christian himself, Clint Kiles. For a moment there, I thought we had the same barber, but my barber is not Korean. That's not a character failing on your part, Clint. I'm just going to say that. I appreciate the fact that you do have a great barber too, though. Like, a barber can be from anybody, right? Like, as somebody who's taken the journey, you know that we're all part of the singularity, blah, blah, blah. All barbers are simply illusions and manifestations, bringing us back to the truth and the source and the light and all that good stuff. But it can look like anybody. It can be a Korean, it could be a Nigerian, it could be a Quebecois. Although I'm not sure I'd want a Quebecois barber, because I don't want my hair being cut while somebody's just yelling tabarnak, tabarnak, tabarnak the entire time. Don't need that in my life. I just don't. Okay. Here it is, friends. This is card number 3. This is where it is ultimately going. And I think it will surprise absolutely nobody. We have that bitch at work. That is where this feud is going, my friends. That bitch at work card. Okay. So what does this card represent? Now, first of all, everybody knows that bitch at work. Everybody has worked with that bitch at work. It just is what it is. Some people don't like this card. Not up to me whether you like it or not. It's true. We've experienced it. And it's not a gender thing. There's a lot of that asshole at work too, but he's not being pulled in the deck right now because this is her turn. And I believe in giving everybody their turn when the energy gets me to call their card. So that bitch at work, that card represents nemesis, your enemies, those who are out to undermine and destroy you, those who are impervious to reason, those who are impervious to kindness, those who are impervious to me using the word impervious more than twice in the span of one live stream. And now it's been 4 times, so deal with it. This card represents 2 fundamental things that are at odds with each other, 2 points of energy that simply are irreconcilable because they are both locked into their own narratives about who the good guy is and who the bad guy is. And in this case, that bitch at work is both of them, because both of them are pointing the finger outward saying, you are the problem. You are the reason that this bromance fell apart. You are the reason that I am now going to have to do this whole Doge thing by myself, or I am now going to have to flee to Russia, or I am now going to have to do something because it's your fault. And this is the essence of that bitch at work card, which is it's all your fault. And there's just constant undermining. There's no sense to try to meet in the middle and have a collaborative meeting in the minds to say, what brought us to this part? How can we de-layer like a tiramisu, all the different things that brought us to this part? There is no willingness on either side to get there. It is just accusation and pointing and pointing and pointing, like those guys at LinkedIn used to do back in the mid-2010s with the pointing and the walking, and that was weird. I don't know why they did that. Anybody? I don't know why they did that. But anyway, so that bitch at work is a card that represents your enemy. So clearly we have these 2 gentlemen who are going to be stuck in an adversarial relationship. It does not look like there's going to be a reconciliation in the cards at any given point in the near future. So, that was fun. If anybody would like, who's in the comments would like a reading, drop some numbers into the chat. Drop 3 numbers between 1 and 50 and 1 number between 51 and 70. So once again, drop 3 numbers between 1 and 50 and drop 1 number between 51 and 70. For anybody else who's first joining the live stream right now, we're going to do a recap of the cards talking about what is going on with Trump and Elon. So the major arcana card right here is the post-coital awkwardness card, showing that these 2 got into bed with all kinds of excited expectations. Trump was in the red lace. Elon was in the mask with the whip. It was a whole thing. It was like a German dungeon. It was like what it was. Like we ran our government for 6 months like a German dungeon. And frankly, there are worse ways to run a government. Probably not many, but I'm assuming there's a couple worse ones. Because, I mean, between you, me, and the wall, there's worse ways to run many things in life than a German dungeon. I think they have a lot right. So if there's any German dungeon masters or mistresses out there who'd like to come on the show, we'll do a live reading. Maybe we'll live stream it from your dungeon. We can do that. That's fine. We invite everybody on the show. We love everybody. It's all about love. So The post-coital awkwardness card just showed that they had these expectations that this is going to be an ecstatic, blissful union between the two. And it ran its course quite quickly, might I add. And then there they are, both lying there looking at each other like, yeah, this ain't what I had in mind. You know, you look better before the light of day. Just real talk here. And now here we are. You know, so now it's like, you know, you don't got to go home, but you can't stay here. And the ugly lights have come on and they're kind of looking at each other and recoiling and realized what they both got into bed with. And neither one are very happy about that. That wasn't great. And that led to a recognition from the guy who adopts puppies to pick up women card that, yeah, we didn't get into bed because we thought you were all that attractive. We got into bed because there was something we wanted out of the deal. Something I wanted to get from you, something I was looking to extract from you, which is why I got into the deal. Now, look great, right? Like the puppy. Everyone loves the puppy. Everyone loves the puppy. But there's more to the story than the puppy. And there was more to the story than this bromance. And they both knew it. And now it's coming to a head. And that falling out led to the WebMD enthusiast card. It led to severe consternation and anxiety, which they're both feeling right now. And a lot of people in their orbits are feeling the same consternation and anxiety. Pop a Xanax, will you? Come on. And finally, we have that bitch at work card, which shows that they are enemies with one another and they will remain enemies with one another, that there is no prospect of cordial reconciliation anywhere on the horizon, which, as a commentator and a comedian, I got to tell you, is fantastic. Not going to lie. I think it's great. I'm having a hell of a good time with it. Okay. So we're going to do a reading for Lydia now. We have the numbers 68, 33, 11, and 2. All right, my friend. Let's see what we got for you. 68, 68, 68. Ooh, this is a fun card. Okay. Give me a second while I draw the other ones here. All right. In the meantime, drop any nonsense you want in the chat. Spice it up a little bit. Let's add a little pepper to the gumbo. What do you say on this beautiful Tuesday? Okay. 1133 and 68. Or 1133 and 2. Okay. Let's see what we got. Two is a good one. 2 is one of my personal favorites in the entire deck. 2 elucidates that, yeah. We'll get into it. All right. 11 and 33. Okay. All right. Lydia, let's dance. Okay. Wait a second. Did I just... 2, 11, 33. Oh, we just lost one for you. I'm sorry. Give me one moment over here. I don't know what happened to that. Literally had it in my hand, and then it took a walk. It just literally got up and took a walk. And this is what happens sometimes when the cards decide to unionize. I'm not paying them a living wage, which I'll admit. When it comes to these cards, I'm fairly monstrous. I'm working on it. It's an area of self-improvement. It's been sitting here all along. Okay. 68. Lydia, what is the major theme going on for you right now? We have the 10 a.m. Monday happy hour. Uh-oh. This is, no, this card is fine. Okay. So, yeah, there it is. Wallingerism. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm totally good with that. Okay. So, Lydia, your major theme this week is the 10 a.m. Monday happy hour. Okay, what does this mean? What does this actually mean? Now, we have the graphic or the woman standing here with, the bottle of wine and the glass, and, she's partying. She's a little tipsy. She's having a great old time at 10 a.m. on Monday. This is not accusing you of degenerate alcoholism. I'm just going to make that clear for everybody watching. What this is saying is that there is some kind of like major responsibility this week or something you have to do that you kind of don't want to do, and you rather just kind of bug out and have fun instead. There's some like not fun responsibility that seems to be like nipping at your heels. Something, and it's not clear because it's a pretty nebulous card, but what it's saying is like there's just some like earthbound 3D, like I'm an adult and I have to do this adulting thing, and I'm really just not feeling it right now, like at all. I'm just a hard no on it. So whatever I can do to avoid that in some way, consciously or subconsciously, is kind of tugging at you. So we're just going to keep that in mind while we also answer this very important question. Shrimp, okra, what is your favorite part of the gumbo? Honestly, this is going to sound weird, but it's the sausage. It's the andouille sausage. Like, you get that sucker simmering for like a good 3 to 4 hours, and it just like it creates the gumbo with its essence. Like everything opens up, like its pores open up and it becomes one with it. To me, it's almost like the soul returning to the source. It's like the drop returning to the ocean in the gumbo as the sausage. I think that's awesome. Now I want gumbo. Okay. So let's get back to the numbers. We're going to talk 33. So 33, and I think you may have drawn this card before, but we have the creepy old guy at the club. Now that's interesting. That is interesting. This is the card of scorn and empathy at the exact same time. You look at the creepy old guy at the club and you say, this is a problematic character over here. Watch the drink, guard the drink. Speaking of the drink, once again, everything works together in the Joe Blow verse. We have the creepy old guy at the club, and this is somebody that people look at and they say, this is a nefarious character. And you look at it with scorn and with judgment because you look, this is the judgment card. And yet this is also an invitation to empathy. We have to have empathy for the creepy old guy at the club. So what are we looking at here with this adult responsibility that you're maybe like not looking in the eye, and there's a part of you that has a scorn for not looking it in the eye. Say, oh, what kind of an adult am I if I'm not looking it in the eye? But it's also asking you to have some sympathy and have some empathy. And I'm like, well, okay, I get it. Like maybe I'm a little overstimulated. Maybe I got some stuff going on. Maybe some things are on my mind. Maybe a lot's happening right now. Or maybe I'm stuck somewhere that's not allowing me to address this the way I think I ought to. Maybe have a little bit of love for that. I don't know. Cards have a language of their own. Now, this is a great card to come next. So we have 11, which is the guy who beats himself at chess. Now, this is a Perfectian card. So this is from the Perfectian suit, which means this is a tapping into something which is luminous inside of you already. This is asking you to shine that which already shines within you, which is the love of one's own company and the love of one's own journey and the love of one's own path. The guy who beats himself at chess is having a great old time just hanging out there in the park, just doing his thing and beating himself at chess and beating himself at chess again and then losing again, but then beating himself because he can't lose if you always win. You can't win if you always lose. So he's stuck in the paradox of light. Like he is the human yin and yang. It's great. I love it. I love this guy. So that's what he's doing. I think, Lydia, what this is an invitation for, if there's something you're avoiding, some like adult thing, is to say, just love being in your own company and love the fact that you're on this journey and love the fact that you're loving avoiding it too. And that's also okay. It may look like a loss on the chessboard, but it's also a win because you're playing at the exact same time. So it's a win and it's a loss. How fun is that? And we have number 2. Where is this going? The Asian dad who's perfectly fine with your B+. Okay. So we all know the archetype of the super hypercritical Asian dad. It's the A+, so you're kicked out of the family. And my friends that I grew up with in Queens, they had this dad. This is a good guy. I like this guy a lot. Had me over at the house a lot. Fed me till I dropped. Actually, that was his wife who fed me. He didn't feed me jack shit. We're just being honest. It's a good guy. He never fed me anything. It was his wife, wonderful woman. She fed me until I literally dropped. No exaggeration. I ate and I dropped. It was a thing. They didn't rush me to the hospital. Maybe they should have. But this was the guy. And this is a tired archetype and it's a trope, and yet there's truth to it. But this is the inversion of that archetype because he sees you coming home with the B+ and said, that's perfectly great. I love you for it. Pats you on the head. Has his wife feed you. Sends you to a room, not as punishment, but to play as many video games as you want to celebrate getting that B+, because this is the card of unconditional love and acceptance of exactly where you are in your journey. That's what this is saying. So whatever the major theme is, the major theme of maybe there's some adult thing that you're avoiding or not looking in the eye or not wanting to deal with, this is the ultimate path through, which is just love and just total acceptance. Complete acceptance of exactly where it is, exactly where you are, knowing that you're totally on time, in full, whatever other cliche you want to use. So let's recap it again, Lydia. We've got the 10 a.m. Monday happy hour. This is some kind of avoidance of some adulting thing we just don't want to deal with. And it could be family, it could be finances, could be job, could be whatever it is. It's like, yeah, I just want to bug out 10 a.m. Monday, not deal with it. That's cool. That's okay. All these cards are speaking of the exact same thing. The judgment card, it's like you're judging that feeling about it. Like I shouldn't be feeling about that, but you are. All right, what are you going to do? Here's what you do. You beat yourself at chess. You're playing this game with yourself. Do I? Don't I? That's cool because you win either way because you experience. How fun is that? Fractalize into these characters and we experience. You can't lose. You literally can't lose. It's like a Twilight Zone episode in the casino. Remember that one? That was a good episode. What's the path through? The Asian dad who's perfectly fine with your B+. Self-love, acceptance, loving the journey exactly where it is, exactly how it shows up, exactly how it manifests without wanting to change a damn thing. Dropping the perfectionism, dropping the idea that it has to look a certain way, that it must be that way, that it must go that path, and just looking at the B+ and saying, hey, you did your best. That's all you can do. That's all you can do, kid. You did your best. But also get the A- or you're out of the family and out of the will. So that is the reading today. Anybody else in the chat would like a reading before we log off for the day? I'm going to linger for another minute or two in case we're on a delay to give you all a chance to chime in and do that which you do. And while we do that, in the meantime, we're going to talk about andouille sausage. So I'm going to go out on a limb and guess that up in your part of the world, in interior woodsy New England, they don't have a lot of andouille sausage in gumbos. And that's a shame. I think we need to have a South Louisiana, Vermont exchange program where you have a bunch of chefs from one travel down and a bunch of chefs from there travel up. And then next thing you know, after about 6 months of intensive work in each other's kitchens, they cross-pollinate. And boom, next thing you know, you got a moose gumbo up in the Green Mountain State. How great would that be? You got the moose gumbo, you got the Green Mountain coffee, you got those god-awful IPAs. Sorry. I mean, I love Vermont. I cannot hold water for the IPAs in that state. I can't. If I have to fight it on the way down, it's not going to work. I don't want to fight it. I'm fighting enough things. I don't need to fight my beer too, you know? But I do love the Green Mountain coffee. I don't have to fight that. That goes down smooth. That goes down nice. So anybody who's making a trip out there this summer, get some of that Green Mountain coffee. You can get it anywhere, but get it where it's from because that's the good stuff. And while you're up there, take a little day trip over to Montreal too and get in some trouble, then come back. And you might not be able to nowadays, and that would be hilarious. I mean, it just might. You know, you kind of live stream from the border and, you know, you got some like, you know, surly agent up there is giving you the whole thing and you're giving them the thing back. And like, you're talking to us and we're commenting and we're doing a whole thing that could be entertaining. So if you want to get detained at the border for my entertainment, I would appreciate that. I would encourage that. Of course, you could do whatever you want, but if you want to do that as a public service, as a way to say thank you, I'm not going to turn you away from that life choice. I'm just saying. So, okay. All that being said, friends, this is an interesting time we live in right now. And next week, we're going to do another live reading at noon Eastern time. I used to say real time, then I realized how East Coast centric that was, but I'll keep saying it real time. Who gives a shit? Okay. We're going to do it next week, Tuesday, noon Eastern time. We're going to do another live tarot reading about whatever's going on in the world then. And we will continue a live tarot reading for you. Anybody who comes in the comments and wants to show a little bit of love and hang out for a little bit. All right. Yeah, self-competition. I'm never going to knock self-competition. It's the best. That's why I only play sports that involve me against me. It's why when I play basketball, I shoot around against me. When I bowl against me. When I golf against me. That's it. My own competition. Friends, you are your own competition too. All right. I love you all. Till next week.